This is Water Valley Blue Devil Classic Football. This game features the Water Valley Blue Devils and Itawamba AHS Indians. The game was played on August 29, 2003 at Fulton. The final score was Water Valley 27, Itawamba AHS 28. And now here's Doug Carter and Lane Hart.
And there come the Blue Devils as they make their way to the sidelines. The coin toss has been held. The Indians won the toss but deferred until the second half, so the Blue Devils will get the ball and start out on offense. And we'll see what exactly what kind of offense. I'm kind of curious to see what Coach Drury comes out with here.
Yeah, I understand that they've worked on a couple of different formations, different styles of offense in practice, and I'm sure a lot of those things that they worked on in practice that we're not going to see tonight, regardless of the game situation. You got to think down the road. We talked about how two of your opponents on your schedule played last night. Well, they're not playing tonight, and you can be rest assured they're going to have a scout here watching you play. So I look for them to keep it very basic. I look for them to, for the past 3 or 4 years now, the bread and butter of Water Valley's offense or their running game has been the option series. I don't think that'll change. I think Coach Drury will still try to keep that implemented and, establish the option game before he tends to open it up a little bit. Like I said before, like I said in the opening, Doug, this is going to be kind of a feeling out period. You're going to have to kind of feel each other out and then kind of go from there to determine on how you're going to play the rest of the game.
Number 1, Brian Dozier set to kick it off for the Indians. Downfield. Through the hands of, and it's going to be ruled a touchback as it went to, that doesn't look real good, as it went through the hands of number 6, Gerardo Roberson.
Well, for some reason or another, Gerardo just came up and attacked the ball, and if he'd just stayed where he was, I think he could have fielded it. But fortunately for Water Valley, they never gained control of the ball, and it wound up bounding into the end zone. And so that's an automatic touchback. In high school football, this is one of the differences between high school and college. If the ball goes in the end zone on a kickoff, it's an automatic touchback. They don't have the option to run it out.
They open up with Brock Langham and Gerardo Roberson in the backfield. They hand on the first play to Gerardo Roberson. Roberson up the middle, takes it up to about 35. Nice gain on first down there by Roberson.
And, Doug, I say this every year, but I think it's important, especially on this first drive, that you experience some success. You don't necessarily have to score. You don't necessarily have to get a field goal, but experience some success, push the ball up the field a little bit, and get the field position in your favor, plus a little bit of confidence for your quarterback.
Edwards goes to Roberson again. Roberson running in behind those big linemen, takes it up across the 40 to the 43, gain of about 8.
Yeah, these first 2 plays, offensive line, one thing I can see that they're much improved on, say, at this time this year as compared to last year, is they're all coming off at the same time. Those linemen are coming off in unison, and so they're getting an initial push. So you're going to gain 3 to 4 yards just on the initial push.
And that left side of that line is huge. This time they give it to Rico Gillard. Gillard over the left side.
I thought last year, especially from the middle of the season on, I really thought Rico came into his own as a running back, and I think he's going to be a key along with Pierre as far as this running back tandem, so to speak, for this season for the Blue Devils.
That left side of the line, you go with Matt Stevens at center. Then you got Big Josh Sims and Russell Phillips over there on that left side. They are some big fellows. Straight up the middle. That's going to be number 3. That's Pierre Allen, and Pierre Allen is gone. Touchdown, Blue Devils.
It didn't take long.
No question about Pierre's speed. His only question about Pierre is can he hold on to the ball.
Well, I'm sure that during the spring practice period and of course the summer workouts, I'm sure that's kind of one of the footnotes that the coaches made, and they probably discussed it with Pierre. And last year's last year, and if you Pierre, you got to forget about those stuff. This is a new season. Let's get on with it. And this is a good start. This is exactly what Water Valley wanted to do. Come out and they gain momentum, gain control of the game,
Drake Dickey out of the hold of Antonio Johnson, and the extra point is good, and that puts the Devils up 7-0 here early in the first quarter. We'll be back with kickoff right after this.
I was talking to Coach Higdon about a week and a half into practice, and I'd seen him about and around, just casual conversation. They seem to be real pleased with the kicking duo, so to speak. Says Drake's been kicking real good in extra points and field goals, and it says Derek's been doing a good job kicking off.
Ball hits at about the 15, bounces back to about the 13, where it's picked up there by number 11, Nick Brown. He brings it out to about the 24-yard line, where the Indians will take over 1st and 10.
Now, Doug, I want to ask you a question. I've kind of been doing all the analyzing. Let me kind of flip the coin a little bit. Now, you can go back and think about last year during the course of the season. What are some of the things defensively you think Water Valley needs to improve on to make that serious run to the championship? You can just think about it after this play.
Not much there on that particular game. Matter of fact, he loses about 2. Corey Shumpert, number 22, on the carry. And they pretty much got stuffed at the line. Well, one of the things we had a problem with last year, I think, was we had a rotation set up early in the year that seemed to work pretty good, but then we got some injuries and some other things that kind of messed Coach Tigdon's rotation up, and he wasn't able to keep his linemen as fresh as he would have liked to have. And I think you wound up later in the fourth quarter, some of the ball games,
right,
your linemen got tired.
Point. Yeah, I think, and as I look back, I think one of the things that I'm really not concerned about our run defense. Our run defense has been pretty solid the past several years. I do have to kind of, hopefully we can improve on we had a tendency to give up the big play, and something that
pass play there completed. That was completed to number 8, that's Franks, and he got drilled by 2 Blue Devil defenders at about the 25-yard line. It's 4th down now and about 9, and the Devil defense comes out and looks real strong.
To finish that thought before the punt here, there were a couple of key plays in the game against Eupora, where we were playing pretty tough football with them. We were playing, but they'd get in 3rd and long, and then wham, compete that long play. Now, understandably so, they had an awesome quarterback in Cliff Davis, but I think that has to be a concern of the Blue Devil defense there, giving up the big play.
Dozier gets the punt off. Charlie Edwards fields it at about the 30-yard line, works his way over the sideline, takes it up to about the 45, where he's knocked out of bounds by the Indians, and that's where the Blue Devil offense will start up again with a 7-zip lead.
Going to be real good field position here again, Doug. Just on there, looks to be about there in between the 46 and the 47-yard line of Blue Devil territory. So once again, Water Valley with great field position here, and like you said, I can see the intensity. I think Water Valley is a little bit more intense right now than Itawamba is. Of course, understandably so. They came out, took the opening drive, and scored in just a matter of a few plays. See if they can capitalize here.
Hawkins and Johnson wide out. Charlie Edwards at QB. 1 setback. Gives it to Gillard. Gillard loses the football, and the Indians recover it midfield.
Just carrying it a little too free, Doug. He kind of had it stuck out there, and you got to get that thing up against your body, and he just had it out there too free.
You hang it out there like a loaf of bread, them defensive linemen are hungry. They're going to snatch it. 1st and 10 now, going the other way for the Itawamba Indians. Dozier back in the shotgun. Snap, they hand it off to Esters. Esters comes through the line, takes it down into Blue Devil territory to about the 42.5-yard line. McCall's 43. 2nd and about 3. On a 2nd and 3, Dozier snap once again, hand off. Oh, no, this time he fakes it. Tries to go to the left-hand side, and it read pretty well by the Blue Devil defense. But some not quite so good tackling formation there, or form there, as they were kind of a lot of arms grabbing and whatnot, and not a lot of wrapping up. And he was able to get the first down. Well, initially
it was good recognition by number 15, Brock Langham's part, but I think he got himself caught up too far up the field, and that's where the cutback hurt him. It was good recognition on his part, but he was just too far up the field to close in on the tackle.
Dozier under center. Takes the snap, hands it off to Esters. Esters off the right side, down inside to 35 to the 34. And the Indians look to be trying to capitalize on working off that right side of their line. Second down now and about 6 from the 34. I formation in the backfield. Dozier was going to pitch it to Esters, but he thought better of it, hauled it back in, and he was tackled out there at about the 36-yard line for a couple-yard loss on the play.
Good point, bad point here. The reason he wouldn't pitch it because Albert Horton recognized the play so fast, and he flew up there and disrupted that play. He didn't want to risk the pitch. The bad point is Albert missed the tackle, and you got to make that tackle.
Third down now and about 7. Dozier back in the shotgun.
Might want to like to play action pass or some kind of draw.
Taking a long time. Low snap. Rolling to his left, looking downfield. Heaves it. He's got a receiver open, and he's caught it down there at the 6-yard line. That's number 88, Wes Walker.
Well, there again, Doug,
and he beat.
We talked about that vulnerability of giving up the big play, and he just ran down the field, and Raymond somehow or another got turned around, twisted, and then just lost him.
First and goal now from the 6-yard line for the Indians. 6:51 to go in the first quarter. 7-zip Blue Devils. They hand it to Esters. Esters straight up the middle. And he is hammered right there by number 77, Matt Stevens. Pickup of about 2 down to the 3. Make it the pickup of 3. Second and goal from 3. Dozier and Howell in the backfield. Esters and Howell. Dozier with a pass. And that was intended out there for number 12 for the Indians, Cody Trotter. And Trotter never got turned around.
Well, that was the fade route, Doug, but I think in pretty good coverage there by Water Valley. But too, that fade route's got to have a little bit of height on it. He had a little bit too much of a line on it. So got to be that fade route's really a tough route to throw. It's more of a touch route than anything. If you underthrow it, chances are it's going to get intercepted. But you'd rather overthrow it than underthrow it.
Third and goal. Penalty markers on the play. I'm thinking that Blue Devils are going to be called for illegal procedure. Saw some movement along the front line. Offside against the Blue Devils. Makes it third down now and 3. Well, actually third and about 1.5 yards. Well, 3rd and 3. Dozier tries to go for the quarterback sneak, still on his feet, but the defensive line turns him back, and the ball winds up in Charlie Edwards' hands. But there was no turnover.
Decision time here for Itawamba. It's 4th and goal now. You're gonna go for it, and of course you may want to look for a hard count. Just by looking from over here, we're on the far side of the field from the ball box or the down box, and it looks to be 4th and right at 1 yard.
4th and about 1 yard to go. Esters in the backfield, and the eye. Dozier takes a snap, loses the football.
Ball's on the ground.
Ball's on the ground, and who recovers it is going to be. There's the signal, touchdown. Esther's managed to come up with a fumble, and that's a break there for the Indians.
Yeah, the quarterback never got the snap to begin with, and that ball was rolling around, and I think he just accidentally just stumbled on it.
Fortune smiles on the Indians. Dozier will now set up for the extra point attempt out of the hold of number 11, Nick Brown. Snap is back. The kick is up. And it is good, and that is a tie ball game, 7-7, with the Indians and the Blue Devils tied up. We'll be back with kickoff right after this. Dozier set to kick it off now for the Indians. The 7-all tie here with 5:20 left to go in the first quarter of play here in Fulton, Mississippi, as the Blue Devils and the Itawamba Indians tangle here in the first game of the 2003 season. Blue Devils scored on a long Pierre Allen touchdown run, and the Indians got on the board via a fumble recovery in the end zone by Russell Esters. See, ball goes to, that's going to be Raymond Hawkins, I believe, number 13. Hawkins takes it up to about the 35, make it the 34-yard line. Well, the Blue Devil offense will come back on the field and take over 1st and 10.
I think we're going to have the heat timeout here, Doug, official timeout for our
I
water
believe
break.
that it will be the case as the officials call for the timeout, and we'll take a break, and we'll be right back. Your 7-7 is your score. 5:12 left to go in the first quarter of play.
Well, that's important here, Doug. Now, Water Valley needs to get to mount a little drive here and get the momentum back.
Pierre Allen tackled at the 35-yard line after a gain of 1. Second down now and about 9 from just over the 35-yard line.
Well, you got to figure, Doug, especially on that scoring drive of Water Valley, the success that Water Valley had running the ball, you got to figure that Itawamba will adjust to that and maybe start walking some guys up, trying to bunch that line of scrimmage. So your response to that is, excuse me, is you're going to have to open that up. And you do that by throwing the football a little bit.
Straight ahead to give was to Allen. And he didn't get a whole lot. I don't even know that he got a piece of a yard. Call it no gain on the play. Third down and 9.
Pace and prestige defensively for the Indians. No gain on the play, 3rd and 9.
This is a big conversion here.
3rd and 9 for the Blue Devils. Give it to Gillard. Gillard through the middle. One man to beat. He got away from him. Still one tackler. And he's dragged down at the 30-yard line by the last man that had a shot at him. But a nice gain there by Rico Gillard.
You know, if you just by looking at Rico, I mean, granted he's not that big a runner, so to speak, but he runs big. He's a stout little young man, and he can run through a tackle just as, in my opinion, as good as any high school back I've seen. He can make, and he also has that knack of making that first defender miss. So you saw a little bit of both that on that run. He just ran right through a tackle.
1st and 10 Blue Devils. Gillard with the carry, met at the line of scrimmage and wrapped up, given no chance to try and get through that tackle.
And that, excuse me, Doug, and that's why you got to tackle him. You've got to put that hat and that shoulder right there into that hip and hold on to him, because if you try to hit him at a glancing blow, he's just going to bounce off of you.
2nd down now and about 9 for the Blue Devils from the Indian 27. Make it to 28. Brandon Hawkins out wide to the right. Give it to Gillard once again. Gillard looking for a hole through the middle. Takes it down inside the 20 to about the 16, but you got a flag on the play. Holding against the Blue Devils. And that'll bring that one nice rolling back. What would have been a first down. Now you tack it on and you wind up with a second and real long.
Well, holding is from the spot of the foul, and lo and behold, you see what that does. And so now if you're second down and forever, so if you could pick up half of that back on this play, then that'd give you a realistic shot of it at it on third down.
2nd and 20 now from the 38. Penalty markers already.
I think that's either Water Valley may have very well been in motion on that play. Lack of focus here on the Blue Devils. I think they're committing too many mistakes now.
Legal procedure against the Blue Devils. Backs them up to the 43-yard line, 5-yard penalty now. That makes it 2nd down and 25.
2nd and 25.
From the 43. Raymond Hawkins bringing the play in from the sideline. Allen and Gillard in the backfield. Edwards gives it to Gillard off the left side. Gillard with running room. And he breaks it down inside the 25-yard line to about the 24. Nice gain on the play as he gets a big rip of yardage back.
Picked up about half of that back. So, and like I said before, now it gives you a realistic shot here at converting here. And if you're thinking 4-down territory, then it's a little. You got 2 more downs now.
3rd down and 6 from the 24.
Ball's on 24, 3rd and 6.
James Johnson, your wide out. Hand it off to Gillard. Gillard looking to go over the right side, and there was nothing there. Gained maybe a yard or 2, but that was about the extent of it, down to about the 22. That's going to bring up 4th down and about 4th and 5. Somewhere
I think Coach Drury's thinking here is that if we don't make it, well, they'll have to start.
Good as a punt.
Yeah, it's just as effective as a punt, and then rely on his defense to keep them down here.
Brandon Hawkins, your wide out. Allen and Gillard in the backfield. Edwards takes a snap. Rolling to his right. Edwards still on his feet before he's tackled up at about the 22. And Charlie was just under a little bit too much pressure, unable to look downfield and see if he had anything to throw at. So the Devils turn it over on downs at about the 22-yard line of the Indians.
Yeah, it's hard to throw it when you got a guy grabbing your jersey, and I didn't have a good view of it because we're kind of crowded here in the press box, but I don't know if somebody blew an assignment or just a good defensive play by Itawamba, but I've always said the best pass defense is defensive pressure on the quarterback.
Dozier back in the shotgun with Howell and Esters. Quick pass, and that's a lateral. Was that a lateral? No, they're calling it an incomplete pass. That was close.
That's smart play there by the Water Valley on defense, though. You let the referees referee. If you see that ball on the ground, pounce on it.
Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10. Second and 10 now. Dozier goes back under center.
Tell you one thing we're seeing, Doug, is Itawamba doing a lot of no huddling. They're calling the play from the line of scrimmage. Doesn't allow Water Valley to substitute.
Give it to the first back through, and that's Howell. Howell still on his feet, and a nice tackle there as coming from behind was number 23 for the Blue Devils, Jason Hervey. First down Indians at their own 39.
Ball's on the 39-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Indians.
Pitch back goes to Esters. Esters looking to go outside on the left-hand side, and he runs out of bounds at about the 43.
Excuse me, Doug. Tell you one thing, Itawamba's offensive line is kind of taking control of that front line of scrimmage too. They're shoving Water Valley around pretty easily. Water Valley's not getting any penetration into the backfield, and first defenders showing up about 3 or 4 yards down the field.
2nd and 5. And Dozier.
Busted play.
Dozier goes down. Busted play there. Back at about the 39-yard line. And that's the end of the first period of play. And the score 7-7. We'll be back with the second period right after this. Second quarter of play, 7-7 is your score here as the Blue Devils take on the Itawamba Indians here in Fulton, Mississippi. The Indians will have the ball. 3rd down and about 9 here to start the second quarter of action. Blue Devils got on the board via a 50-plus yard run by Pierre Allen. And then the Indians got on the board after a nice drive down the field. Russell Esters recovered a fumble snap in the end zone. Dozier back in his shotgun. Takes a snap. Albert Horton has him under pressure, and oh my goodness, he held him up long enough, and they finally drop him back at the 20-yard line. He almost got away from Albert. If Albert hadn't had some support coming along the line.
I know it. I tell you, that's one thing that Albert can just get back there so fast. I mean, before you blink, wham, he's back there. But one thing I think he's got to improve at, or he has a tendency, is he gets ready to make his tackle and he puts his head down. Therefore, he's losing sight of his offensive player, and that's causing him to miss that tackle. If he'll keep that head up and grab a good old handful of jerseys, he won't get away from him.
4th and 28. Dozier back in punt formation. He'll kick from about his own 10, and Dozier calls for a timeout, and the Indians will take one, and we'll take one along with them and be right back. Coming out of a timeout here with a 4th and 28 for the Indians. Dozier back in punt formation. He will kick from approximately his 10-yard line. Charlie Edwards is back deep to receive at his own 40.
Now, Water Valley should come out of this, Doug, with pretty decent field position. So if you're Charlie, you don't want to take a big risk unless you just have to.
Nice high spiraling punt, going to hit at about the 43 and roll. And Charlie does the wise thing and lets it roll.
Well, you hate to see it. You hate to see it give up that many yards on a roll, but there was 4 or 5 black shirts compared to the 1 white shirt.
And we have a flag on the play, so we'll hold everything. The ball was down at the Blue Devil 31-yard line, but let's see what this flag is. Legal block in the back.
Yeah, but he pointed to the Itawamba. I think it's against Itawamba, and it's a smart move here by Coach Drury. He's going to accept the penalty, back him up some more, and make him re-kick. This is a field position decision. Because of that big roll, Water Valley would have had the football down around their own 35, so Coach Drury's going to back him up and make him re-kick. Plus 2, there's always the risk of that bad snap over their head or something like that. So I think this is a smart decision by Coach Drury here.
Going to back them up from the 20. That will move the line of scrimmage all the way back to the 10-yard line, where 4th and 28 now becomes 4th and 38.
Well, the referee signaled a block in the back, which, if that's the case, it had to happen on the rush, because once the kick is away, Itawamba, they don't have any business blocking in the back.
Dozier gets it off.
That's a shorter kick, but
it's going to hit it about the Indian 36.
Huge difference in field position, Doug. Look at that. It's going to be at the Itawamba 36 as compared to the Water Valley Blue Devil 35. big, big swing there in field position.
Close to a 40-yard difference.
Exactly.
Ball is now in the Blue Devils' hands at the Indian 36-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils.
And I'll tell you something else, Doug. By accepting that penalty, you forced that punter to have to punt out of his own end zone. So his mentality changes too. He gets more into a rush mode, and having to get it off, and it affects the punt.
Handoff. I believe that was Allen. No gain, maybe a gain of a yard on the play. They may give him that much, but that's about the extent of it.
I couldn't really see what happened in there. I know somebody or a couple folks missed some blocks. I saw a couple of offensive linemen turn around and watching. So something happened there. Itawamba could have done a stunt, something like that, or shot a gap and caused that confusion.
2nd and 9 now from the 35.
This is a golden opportunity here for the Blue Devils if they can just capitalize.
Give the ball there to Gillard, I believe it was. Or that may have been Allen. Yep, that was Pierre. Pierre takes it down to the 32-yard line. Gain of about 3 on the play.
Well, I think what you've seen here now, Doug, you've seen Itawamba make their adjustment to the Water Valley success of running the ball, and they're starting to crowd that line of scrimmage a little bit. So they're trying to crowd, or they're putting more people in the box, as you've heard folks refer to. So excuse me, Water Valley's got to find a way to back them guys off.
3rd and 6 now for the Blue Devils. Edwards rolls to his right, heaves one up down the field, and it goes out of bounds. That was intended for Raymond Hawkins, and it was underthrown. Of course, Edwards was under pressure.
Well, he had to throw that off his back foot because once again he had pressure from that defensive end over there, and so he had to pull up and throw it. And I don't know if somebody has to be accounted for that guy that's putting that pressure on there. You have to account for him somehow or another. And it's hard for me to see up here, how he's getting back there so easy.
4th and 6. Edwards under pressure. Stops short and misfires on the pass as he had a receiver. Looked like he might be open down the field, but he missed him. And the ball goes over on downs.
Once again, Charlie had to dodge a guy putting pressure on him that came unavoided.
9:19 to go in the first half. Indians with the ball on their own 32-yard line, 1st and 10. Once again, the Blue Devil defense asked to step up. Quick handoff there to Esters. Esters takes it up the field across the 45 to the 46, almost the 47. 1st down, Indians.
He's up to the 47-yard line.
No huddle. Quick snap. They hand it off to Esters again. Esters looking for running room. And he gains into Blue Devil territory at their own 46-yard line, rather.
I tell you something, Doug, that no huddle, and it's very effective, and it's putting Water Valley's defense on their heels. They're back on their heels, and they don't know what to expect.
2nd and about 3. Handoff there to Howell, and he is dropped for a loss, but there's a penalty marker on the play.
Number 3, Howell's the ball carrier.
Procedure against the Indians. So let's see. They're still discussing the situation over there.
49-yard line.
Well, he actually gave the false start indication, which is a dead ball. There is no choice. You mark that off automatically. The illegal procedure is where if it's a legal procedure, it's a different signal. You know, he slings his arm out from his chest, and that's the illegal procedure. That's where you ask the defense if they want to accept the penalty. If it's a false start, that's a dead ball penalty, and that penalty is enforced, and you repeat the down without any option. The defense has no option. I don't understand that at all.
Unless I have just totally missed my signals, he made the signal for illegal procedure, and they declined it. Third and about 6. Pass complete to Trotter down at about the 41, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 39.
Ball's on the 40-yard line, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 for the Indians from the Blue Devil 39. Dozier on the fake keeper, and he's caught and taken out of bounds at the 8-yard line down there by number 12, Antonio Johnson.
First and goal from the 8 for the Indians.
Handed off to Esters. Esters broke one tackle, but he was finally held up at about the 4-yard line where the Devil defenders got some help there to hold him down. It's going to be 2nd and goal from about the 3.
Tell you, down here in this goal line situation, you got to get penetration, and Water Valley is not getting any penetration at all.
7-7 your score with 7:47 to go in the 2nd quarter of play. Indians threatening. Second and goal now as Dozier's gonna go under the center. Pitches back to Esters. Esters looking for some running room, steps forward and into the end zone for the Indians touchdown.
Pretty impressive drive there, Doug. Itawamba just took control of the line of scrimmage and just pretty much did what they wanted to do on that drive.
Dozier now with the extra point attempt. Low snap, but the kick is up. And it is good, and that makes the score the Indians 14, the Blue Devils 7, and we'll be back with kickoff right after this. Dozier set to kick it off here for the Indians. Back deep to receive for the Blue Devils, number 6, Roberson. There's your whistle. Dozier gets a foot in it, goes toward one side. Fumble on the play, picked up there by number 13, Raymond Hawkins, and Hawkins advances it up to about the 39-yard line. Almost disaster there, barely averted by the Blue Devils.
I bet if you ask Raymond, I think he'd like to go back and start over again.
First and 10 now for the Blue Devils as they try to mainly establish some offensive rhythm.
Yeah, they had it. They've had it on that first drive, and then had a little bit on the second drive. But since then, Itawamba's made some great adjustments and have just really stuffed the running game of Water Valley.
Allen and Gillard in the backfield. Pitch back to Gillard. Gillard looking to cut it back, and he's tackled up at about the 46-yard line. Nice pickup of about 7 yards. Caught it 3rd down and 3 for the Blue Devils.
Now that's another way of having to get the defense to loosen up. That's the first time we've seen that tonight. So now Itawamba's got to think, okay, now how are we going to cover that option play now? We got to have a guy on the pitch, guy on the quarterback, guy on the dive back. So it has to, at least gets their mind to thinking a little bit, and it may have to start moving some folks around and might open up that inside running game again.
2nd and 3. Edwards gives it to Gerardo Roberson. Roberson fights forward for 1st down yardage over the midfield stripe into Indian territory at the 49.
6 minutes, 27 seconds to go in the first half. That's plenty of time, especially from the 49-yard line of Itawamba, so there's no need to panic, and we got a heat timeout.
And there's the official timeout on the field with 6:27 to go in the second period, 14-7. .627 to go in the half. 14-7 Indians.
Ball is on the Indian 49-yard line. 1st and 10 for Blue Devils.
James Johnson, your lone receiver, out to the right. I formation in the backfield. Roberson loses the football and the Indians recover. The one thing that Coach Drury did not want to see happen, and give the Indians the ball back with excellent field position at their own 48.
Ball's on the Indian 48-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Indians. Dozier's operating at quarterback.
Dozier hands off. It's number 22 there on the carry.
Flag comes in, Doug. Got maybe a hole.
Corey Shumpert on the carry. Holding called against the Indians.
Penalty on the Indians. Ball is on the Indian 41-yard line. 1st and 17.
Well, it's now a long way to go to pick up the 1st down now, Doug, but the good thing for Itawamba is or if you're Itawamba, it's 1st down.
1st and 15 from the 41. Dozier sends a man in motion. That's Trotter. Back to pass, under pressure. And big Russell Phillips finally catches up to him and takes him down.
Yeah, that's a good job there, both by Russell and Charlie. They forced him out of the pocket, and there again, once you force that quarterback out of the pocket, then his vision is affected because he's really just trying to avoid the sack, and he can't look over the whole field.
Brings up 2nd down now and about 28.
If you're Water Valley, here's where you got to be careful. You got to look out for some kind of trick play, screen pass, a draw, flea flicker, anything kind of tricky, because it's 2nd down and a long way.
Dozier back in the shotgun. They give it to Shumpert, and he is stuffed.
Another flag down, Doug.
Penalty marker on the play.
Tonight's fifth quarter is hosted by the Philippine Church of Christ.
Holding against the Indians again.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Water Valley decline this. Bring up third down. In other words, take the play and force a 3rd and long, and then take the penalty. Now there again, you could take the penalty and push them even further back. Push them back inside the 20.
I think they're gonna take the play. Penalties decline. They take the play, and it's going to be 3rd down and about 28. Dozier in the shotgun. Esther's the lone back there with him. Low snap. Oh, he was going to try to.
That can't not be a roughing call there. You can't. The ball was on the ground, and as far as that, on 3rd down, I'm telling my defensive guy, get after that quarterback on a quick kick. If I'm not mistaken, on a quick kick, if you can have roughing the punter, it's going to be hard because on a quick kick, I just don't think it can happen. Now I don't know the actual rule on it, and somebody can explain it better. But on 3rd down and on 3rd and long like that, I'm telling especially my defensive linemen and ends, pin your ears back and go get that boy.
1st and 10 for the Blue Devils from the 42-yard line of the Indians.
Once again, a golden opportunity for Water Valley here if they can just cash in.
Pierre Allen down inside the 45 to about the 44.
And to be honest with you, Doug, I think the quarterback, Dozier, I think he was hit before he even attempted to kick the ball anyway. When the ball's rolling on the ground and hit the ground, that's a live ball,
I wasn't aware that you could even kick the thing.
But it's a quick kick. The old saying, it's a quick kick. You can kick it anytime you want to. You just call it the quick kick. It's just, you normally don't see it in that situation.
2nd and 3. Edwards, quick pass out, complete to Antonio Johnson, I believe. No, was that Hawkins?
I think it's.
That's 13.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Raymond.
That's Raymond Hawkins. Pass was complete.
Plenty of time. Excuse me, Doug. There's plenty of time here. 3:27. You 1st and 10 now on Itawamba's 25-yard line, or just inside their 25-yard line. So. With 3:23 and counting, no need to panic here. And if I'm not mistaken, you still got all 3 of your timeouts.
Langham in at the fullback slot along with Allen. Give it to Allen. Allen straight ahead, takes it down to about the 22. Make it just shy of the 21. 2nd down and about 7. Make it 6.
And you don't want to get in too big of a hurry here. 'Cause you score real quick, and the ideal thing is to drive the clock out and kind of right there in that last minute or so, punch it in.
Langham at the fullback slot, Allen at the tailback. Edwards looking for a quick pass to the tight end. That was Walter Fleming there, number 20. A little high.
Well, it's called a hot route, or the hot pass, I believe is the term for it. And it's supposed to be a quick hitter, but something happened. Either Fleming got hung up in the line and couldn't get off the line quick enough, and by the time Charlie picked it up, it was too late. He was under pressure, and that forced him to throw high.
3rd and 6 now from the 22. Same formation. Edwards gives it to Allen. Allen straight up the middle. Allen still on his feet down inside the 15 to about the 12. Should be enough for 1st down yardage.
And one thing I want to point out, Doug, the clock keeper, for some reason or another, allowed about 6-7 seconds to run off the clock. think he's next door to us.
I think they're trying to get that straightened out here momentarily. The referee's on the sideline talking to the
Coach Moore's.
To the coach.
He'll probably, I see Coach Moore's got headsets on. He'll probably tell his assistant coach, and they'll pass the word. One thing, though, Doug, in completing that quick hit out to the right, and even though there's some of them are incomplete and some of them are not, but it's backed them linebackers off a little bit, and you can see the success of it in the running game.
Time has been put back on the clock. 1st and 10 from the 12 for the Blue Devils. 2:10 and counting. Edwards on the fake. Edwards around the left end. Charlie Edwards scores. Touchdown, Blue Devils. Nicely executed.
Yeah, and Casey Rogers kind of made that play famous last year. They faked that little trap, or they faked that run up the middle, and the quarterback just keeps it. And fortunately for Charlie, he had the corner, and those outside, that defensive end, those outside backers bit on that fake. And don't be fooled. Charlie's got excellent speed now. He's very fast himself, and so all he needs is that step and a half, and he can beat you to the corner just as good as anybody.
Drake Dickey on now for the extra point attempt out of the hold of Antonio Johnson. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Dickey delivers to make it 14-14 with just under 2 minutes to go. We'll be back with the kickoff right after this. .159 left to go in the contest, or in the first half here. 14-14 is your score as the Blue Devils get on the board with the Charlie Edwards bootleg. Derek Croy set now to kick it off for the Blue Devils. Derek moves the tee over just a bit, replaces it. Now we're about ready. Seats the ball on the tee. Back deep to receive for the Indians. I believe it's going to be number 11, Brown. He gets a nice foot into it. Down to the 10-yard line. He drops the ball, picks it back up, does Brown. And he is hammered at about the 22, make it the 23-yard line. They're going to call it about the 23.
That's good coverage there by Water Valley's coverage team, Doug. They stayed in their lanes real good, and when that runner tried to cut up the middle, they had that lane covered. And you made a good point too. A good high kick gives you time for your coverage to get down there, and I fielded it about the 10. There was a penalty, and it's a personal foul against the Blue Devils.
You don't like to see that.
Tack on 15. Oops.
So with the good coverage now, the Indians wind up with pretty decent field position up at the 38-yard line after the penalty is assessed.
And I'm showing them with 2 timeouts too, Doug, and they'll go to their no huddle, or you think they would. You would figure they would go to their no huddle offense, just as we've seen some during the course of the first half.
1st and 10 from the 38. They give it to Esters. Esters takes it up to the 44, where he is tackled. And you called it right, Lane. The Indians go right to the no huddle. They get on the line quickly. 2nd and about 4. Dozier comes under center, looking to pass. He calls it a catch at the 48. That's
well, the clock stops now to move the chains, but once the chains are set, they'll wind it.
1st and 10 for the Indians.
Ball's on the 48-yard line. 1st and 10 Indians.
Dozier back, running to his left. Pitches to Esters, and Esters is knocked out of bounds at about the 40. First down yardage, however, he did manage to pick up. 1:12 left. The 1st and 10 Indians at their Blue Devil 39.
For a first down.
Make it to 38.
I know you don't normally when you're on defense you don't like to call timeout, but it's 1:12 to go. Water Valley looks very, very unorganized on defense, and I'm not sure a timeout wouldn't be a smart thing here to kind of reorganize here a little bit.
Dozier was looking for that snap. He's under pressure, gets the throw off. Oh, and a nice open field tackle there by Antonio Johnson at the 38-yard line.
Pass to Trotter complete.
I'm surprised that on this particular play, the Itawamba didn't burn a timeout there. That was no gain on that play. Under a minute to go now.
Astor's back in the shotgun, takes a snap, rolls to his left, looking downfield, fumbles the football, and manages to fall on it and preserve possession. Back at the 45, and a timeout is called by the Indians.
But I was actually watching the coverage downfield, Doug. I was watching the play, at least trying to develop down the field. Did you just drop it? Did the quarterback just drop it, or did somebody knock it out? Or?
Yeah, he just dropped the ball. He just lost the handle on it.
Well, that kind of goes back to what we said earlier in the night in the humidity and how hot it is down there, and then he just could have got some sweat on him. A couple of scores we mentioned. There were several teams last night that opened up their season. Pontotoc opened up big against South Pontotoc with a victory 44-14. Tupelo again with high expectations this year in that Class 5A. They beat Shannon 41-0. Amory shut out Lafayette 27-0. Now I can't remember exactly what the score was, but I know South Panola beat Clarksdale rather handily. But there again, it was pretty much a rout, but I can't remember the score. But I'm anxious to see how Tupelo progresses through the course of the year. Coach Ferguson and his bunch, they got some high expectations, but I believe if you're going to win that 5A championship, it goes through Batesville, Mississippi.
3rd down now and about 15 for the Indians from the 45. Dozier, quick pass.
Quick play.
Flea flicker, and he overthrows his man way down the field. The only person close to that ball was number 13, Raymond Hawkins. Better bring up 4th down and about 15 now from the 45 with about 31 seconds left.
I did see some of the highlights of that South Panola-Clarksdale game, and I'm going to tell you something, Doug. South Panola is loaded for bear again this year. I really believe they're going to be tough to beat, and I was very impressed, at least in the highlights that I saw.
4th down now, 4th and about 15. Dozier gets his play. Sends a man in motion. That's Schumpert. Back under pressure. Downfield, has a man open. It's Schumpert, but he's tackled in bounds at the 25. It was enough for a 1st down, so they'll hold the clock till they move the sticks. 23 seconds left. 1st and 10 now from the 25 of the Blue Devils.
They still have a timeout, too.
Snap, steps up, throws. He's hit as he throws, and he throws a wounded duck into the end zone, incomplete.
Well, for some reason or another, both receivers on that side curled. and he threw it like it was supposed to be some sort of a post route.
2nd down now and 10 from the 25.
One thing I like, they are getting pressure on the quarterback, and Albert put some heat on him that last time. He just got to get his attack angle right. He just quite hadn't got it figured out yet.
Albert's got his ears back, and he's coming. 18 seconds to go. Dozier gets the snap.
Shuffle pass. Nice play there by Albert.
Yep.
Read that in all the way.
Esters is tackled for a loss back at about the 27. 6 They're going to have to hurry if they're going to get another playoff. Now they're stopping the clock. And
they burned their last time out, Doug, I think. They may go for the field goal here.
Timeout here with 3 seconds remaining.
Or they may go with a jump ball in the end zone. I'm not real sure.
Well, just they're sending out. I see the T in Dozier's hand. They may be trying to field goal here momentarily. The final standings last year in Class Region 2-2A, Ackerman finished it up with a 5-1 mark in the region. Upora was second with a 5-1 mark. Blue Devils with 3-2. Winona at 3-2. Bruce at 2-4. Coldwater at 2-4. East Webster at 0-6. Of course, this year I believe the East Webster moved down to 1A. Hamilton moved up, and Winona moved up to 3A. So we picked up Okolona in the division.
And Hamilton, Mississippi, also picked them up too.
All right, now we're going to have a attempt at a 45-yard field goal by Ryan Dozier. Ball will be resting on about the 35-yard line. Snap is back, kick is up, and it's going to be no good as he hooks it to the left.
He had the distance, but he just hooked left.
Had the leg, it just was a little to the left as he hooked it. And time expires, and you've got a tie ball game here, 14-14. And I'll tell you what, this has been a pretty good ball game here as the momentum has kind of went back and forth, forth.
Yeah, we've seen it on both sides. Now let's remember this as we get ready for the halftime entertainment. Let's remember that opening the second half, Itawamba will get the football. So that's going to be key to see who comes out and gets the momentum to start the second half.
That is true. The Indians will open the second half with the football as they won the toss and declined until the second half. So the Indians will come out on offense first thing in the second half. (14-14) is your score. The Itawamba Indians will take the second half kickoff here as we get ready to get this thing underway, and as they try to maintain the momentum that they had built there at the end of the first half, as the defense was able to, I don't know if it was the defense stopped them as more as it was they stopped themselves and they ran out of time. Well, Dozier misfired on a couple of passes, but now granted he was under pressure.
Defensively, Water Valley's got to be a little bit concerned with Itawamba's passing game. They've been able to pick up or been able to convert a couple of third and eights and third and longs, and so defensively you've got to be a little concerned about that. So hopefully Water Valley made some adjustments there at halftime. But there again, and one thing I want to point out is when Itawamba has dropped back to pass, Water Valley's been able to get good pressure on the quarterback, flush him out of the pocket a couple of times. And one thing you may see to help neutralize that rush is you may see Itawamba, put the quarterback on rollouts, put him out on the corners to buy him a little bit more time.
All right, we've got him on the field now. Derek Croy set to kick off for the Blue Devils here to get the second half underway. Back deep to receive for the Itawamba Indians. It will be number 11, Brown. The officials all dispersed to take their positions on the field. And we're about ready to get the second half underway. There goes the referee's whistle. Croy comes forward on the ball, gets a good solid foot into it, drives it down to about the 12-yard line where Brown picks it up, comes forward with it, loses the football, I believe, and the Blue Devils may have recovered. They have. Blue Devil football on the 22. Looks like Brown just lost the handle.
I think in the process, one of the Blue Devils were able to reach out and grab his arm, and in turn that put the ball on the ground. So crucial mistake here to start the second half for Itawamba. If you're Water Valley, that's a big break because now you've got the football 1st and 10 inside the Itawamba 30. Ball looks like to be on about the 28 of Itawamba, Doug.
Make that about the 23. 23-yard line. Johnson, the single wide receiver to the right. Double tight end set, I formation in the backfield. Gillard and Allen in the backfield. They give it to Gillard. Looking for running room over the right side. Gillard breaks into the open, down around the 10, and he's tackled at about the 9. First down yardage for the Blue Devils.
First and goal.
Ball resting just inside the 10-yard line. First and goal.
Doug, we talked before the game started in our opening remarks about how important the special teams and the kicking game was going to be, especially in the first game of the year. And it'd be interesting to see who could make the least or make the mistakes on special teams. And Itawamba put it on the ground on that kickoff.
Gillard with the ball over the left side, takes it down inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line, maybe the 9.5. Guy called it the 9. Gain of about a yard. Second and goal from the 9.
Gain of 4 on the play. Second and goal from the 9.
Raymond Hawkins in the game as a receiver. Ham and Fleming, your tight ends. Straight ahead, Pierre Allen inside the 5, down to about the 3. She's going to bring up a third and goal from about the 3.
Ball's on the 3-yard line. Third and goal.
Third and goal now from the 3. Johnson is your single wideout. Straight up the middle to Rico Gillard. Gillard scores. Touchdown, Blue Devils.
Now, once again, Doug, that score for Water Valley was set up by the mistake in the kicking game on Itawamba's behalf. So if you're Water Valley, you got to like the way this second half started.
Definitely the case. Drake Dickey on for the extra point attempt now, out of the hold of Antonio Johnson, number 12. 10:08 left to go in the third period. The Blue Devils look to go up. Dickey delivers. It's 21-14 Blue Devils. We'll be back with a kickoff right after this. Minutes and 8 seconds left in the third period of play. 21-14, and this time we'll see as the Indians will try to maintain hold on the ball this time, as they have Schumpert back to receive this time instead of Brown.
And while we're waiting, Doug, for the kickoff, we just want to mention to the fans of Water Valley, if you're interested in joining the Water Valley Blue Devil Booster Club, they meet every Tuesday night at 6 o'clock at the Blue Devil Fieldhouse. And so if you're interested in joining, all you have to do is just show up to the meeting and they'll take care of the rest.
Croy gets a nice solid foot into the ball, drives it deep back to about the 5 where Schumpert picks it up. Schumpert brings it back up, runs into a wall of Blue Devil defenders at about the 20, but makes his way up to about the 23, where the Indians will take over first and 10.
Well, now Itawamba's got to be the team to regroup now, Doug, and if you're Water Valley on defense, now you've got the momentum and you want to come out and with your defense and play with a lot of intensity and enthusiasm. And if you're Water Valley, ideally, what would be ideal is a 3 and out.
First and 10 now. They pitch it back to Esters. Esters looking for running room. Good pursuit there by the Blue Devil defense, and he is tackled at the 25.
Good job of gang tackling there by Water Valley on defense. That's the way you've got to tackle that running back. He's fast, he's strong, he's big. You got to hit him and you got to hold on because he can run through tackles very well.
Second down now and about 8 for the Indians. Dozier goes under center. Back to pass. Complete out to number 7, Walls.
Pass number 7, Cedric Walls complete.
Up to about the 32-yard line, which will make it third down now and about 2.
Ball's on the 31-yard line. 32.
Dozier hands it to the first man through. That was Howell.
Ricky Howell was the ball
Howell
carrier.
brings it up over the 35 to about the 36, and that's enough for first down yardage.
He's up to the 37-yard line. First and 10 for the Indians.
Dozier's under the center now. Hands it off to Esters. Esters looking for running room over the right side, trying to break a couple of tackles. Forges ahead over the 40 to about the 41. Gain of about 4.
He's up to the 41-yard line.
Maybe, yeah, about 4. Call it 2nd and 6. Second down now and about 6. Dozier hands off the fumble on the play. Ball's on the ground. Esters recovers, I believe, for the Indians back at about the 36-yard line.
That was the option play, or at least they attempted to run the option play, Doug, and
That looked like one of those plays like we used to have where the quarterback was trying to take the ball back, and the back wouldn't let him have it.
Running back wanted to hold on to it. The quarterback wanted to pull it and carry out the option, and then wound up putting it on the ground. Now it brings up third down and about 11.
Third and 11 from the 36. Dozier back in the shotgun. Looking to pass, under pressure. Throws downfield, has Esters. Well, no, he had somebody come in. Now they're going to say he trapped it.
I was kind of blocked, Doug. But the side judge or the referee over there on the far sideline came in immediately with no hesitation and gave the incomplete signal. Puts Itawamba now in a punting situation.
4th and 11.
Fourth and 11.
Gets the punt away. Lands on about the 30 and rolls. Picked up there by Charlie Edwards. Edwards looking for some running room. Cuts back. And he's going to be tackled at about the 26.
Pretty good job there by Charlie. He just probably maybe saved a couple from keeping from the ball rolling.
Ball's on the 26-yard line. First and 10 for the Blue Devils.
First and 10 for the Devils from their own 26. 21-14 Water Valley in lead with 6 minutes and 48 seconds left to go into third period of play. Give it to Pierre Allen. Allen looking for some running room, still on his feet, lunges forward across the 30 up to about the 31. Gain of about 5. Call it 2nd and 5.
Number 80, Taylor, and number 90, Pace, defending for the Indians.
Second down and about 5. Langham and Allen in the backfield. Give it to Allen. Penalty flag comes in from the side.
Allen's ball carrier.
Generally means that's going to be a hold.
Number 90, Brandon Pace, defending for the Indians. Flag on the play.
See what the call is. It came in from the side, and it is a hold against the Blue Devils. Referee discusses the options with the defensive captain. And they march it off all the way back to the 21-yard line, where it'll be second down there at about 15.
Ball is on the 22-yard line. Your attention, please. Holly Tudor, please come to the press box. Holly Tudor to the press box, please.
Edwards sends Hawkins in motion. Allen looking for running room, and he's tackled by at the 24 for not a lot. It's going to bring up a third down now and about 12, make it 13.
Ball is on the 24-yard line. Third and 12.
Just want to try to pick up a good chunk of that yardage here, Doug, just to give yourself a little bit better punting position if need be. You still want to try to convert.
Edwards looking to pass. He had a receiver coming open, but he's under pressure now. Throws it, just generally throwing it away. And there's a flag down. Is he going to call that intentional grounding?
There wasn't nobody over there in the neighborhood.
That's what they're going to call. Intentional grounding penalty called against Charlie Edwards.
There again, it looked like, Doug, they tried to run that hot pass or that hot route, and whomever was supposed to be the receiver wasn't there.
84, I think, was supposed to be the guy on the route. So that, yeah, James Johnson, number 84, I believe, was the one. And now, after the intentional grounding penalty, that brings it back to fourth down now. And now Edwards is going to have to kick from almost his own goal line. Good chance here for the Indians to get some excellent field position. And Edwards is forced to call a timeout. Coming up, we'll have a fourth down and a bunch for the Blue Devils. Fourth and about, too many yards to count anyway.
Well, right here, Doug, you're not really concerned about how deep you punt it, really. I mean, you want to get a solid punt, but if you're Charlie and you're punting out of your own end zone, you just want to catch it and kick it.
Edwards will kick from deep in his end zone. Good snap. Oh, my goodness, and he shanked it. Goes out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. Well, yeah, make it to 15 where they mark it. And that's where the Indians will take over. Boy,
the special teams, they've had a bigger effect in this game than I would have thought.
And then the Indians get the gift. Ball on the 15-yard line, first and 10. And the Devil defense, we got to try and stand tall here.
Dozier, number 1, quarterback.
Dozier to the first man through. And the Devil defense stands up, and there's nowhere to go.
Well, if you're Water Valley here, if you could hold them to a field goal or a field goal attempt, that'd be a big plus.
Gain of 1 on the play. Second and 9.
Second and 9 now from the 14. Dozier under center. Hands off to Esters. Esters looking for running room up the middle. He lunges forward inside the 10 down to about the 7. Third down now and about 3.
Ball is on the 7-yard line. Third and 2.
Little confusion here. They're getting the play.
Confusion on both sides.
Pitches back to Esters. And Esther's on second and third effort lunges it into the end zone for the Indian touchdown. That one goes solely to Esther's because it was him and his effort alone that got that ball into the end zone. They had him stopped short and just couldn't hold it.
There's no doubt he's a hard runner, and he's a hard runner to bring down. Looks like he may be, Doug, I'm looking here on the sidelines, but he looks like he's cramping up just a little bit. I've been seeing him bounce around a little bit on the field like he may be having some problems with some
Low
cramp.
snap. Oh, and that kick was low, and it's no good, but there's a flag on the play. May have a roughing the kicker.
There's a question in my mind, Doug, that he may have been blocked into him. If he's blocked into him, it's not roughing the kicker, but that's not going to be the case.
That's what they're going to call.
And now what you may see is Itawamba go for two. So that's going to be half the distance to the goal.
We'll see, is Coach Moore going to roll the bones? Looks like he's going to. With the half the distance of the goal penalty, Coach Moore decides to go for two.
And Water Valley just burnt their second timeout.
Blue Devils call timeout, and we'll take one and be right back. .328 to go in the third period of play, 21-20 your score. Still in the Blue Devils' favor, but with an extra point attempt upcoming by the Indians after the Esther's touchdown. We'll see what the Indians, if they still decide to go for two or if they opt for the extra point attempt. Coach has a tee in his hand. Looks like it's going to be two. Big conversion right here.
I'd be, first of all, my first priority would be that big number 10 back there.
Dozier tries to go on the sneak, and I think they stopped him.
He didn't make it.
He didn't make it. Big call there. And Coach Moore rolled the bones, and he came up craps.
Well, I don't question the decision. I probably would have done the same thing there, but I don't know if I'd have ran quarterback sneak. I think I would have taken my chances with number 10 and just see if he could just bull his way through there like he did on the touchdown. But nevertheless, the defense kept him out of the end zone on the extra point, and Water Valley maintains a 1-point lead as they get ready to receive the kickoff.
Dozier will kick it off to the Blue Devils. Back deep to receive for Water Valley. Number 6, Roberson. Along with Brandon Hawkins and Raymond Hawkins. .21-20 your score. Blue Devils cling to a 1-point lead. And special teams, Lane, you said it earlier, coming into play here tonight in the game.
Yeah, you had the
low line drive kick.
This might here be a little tough to handle. He needs to get on that ball.
Hawkins picks it up, looking for some running room. And he finally dropped at the 15-yard line.
I don't think Itawamba mean to kick it like that, but it turned out to be it was pretty effective. Water Valley now, they're in a position where their offense, they need to pick up 2 or 3 first downs here and get this thing out in the middle of the field.
I believe we're going to have the official timeout here at this particular juncture, and we'll take a break and be right back. 21-20 is your score in favor of the Blue Devils, as the Blue Devils get set to take over 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line. See if the offense can come out here and get a little continuity rolling, put a few plays together, make a couple of first downs, get a drive established. Biggest thing here with the Blue Devils in this particular field position is make sure you hold on to the football.
Ball is on the 15-yard line. First and 10 for the Blue Devils.
Blue Devils come up to the line now. Edwards in shotgun formation with Pierre Allen back beside him. Quick handoff to Allen. Allen looking for some running room, breaking a couple of tackles. Takes it across the 25 to about the 27. And that's going to be close. That should be first down yardage, and it is.
Well, it's the first time we've seen Water Valley in the shotgun formation there again. Just another adjustment or another formation that you're going to force Itawamba's defense to have to deal with.
As Coach Drury said in the coaches show previous to the game, we're going to run the same plays we've always run, just maybe with a little bit different look to them. I mean, maybe out of a different formation. Receivers left and right. Edwards looking to run the ball ahead himself. Takes it up close to the 30-yard line. Gain of about 2, maybe 3 on the play. 2nd and 7.
And that's the good thing that running the different formations affords you. You can line up into different formations, but yet you can still run your base plays out of those formations. That's basically all it is, Doug. It's just a different formation to make that defense have to adjust to.
Rico Gillard in the ball game. Edwards back to pass, looking downfield. Nice catch by James Johnson, number 84. He made the adjustment to the ball and came back and made the reception at the 44-yard line of the Indians.
You called it, Doug. It probably wasn't the ideal pass, and you can't fault Itawamba's defensive back there. He was in good position, but Johnson did make a very nice adjustment to the ball, and on top of that, his concentration was very good because there was a little bit of bobble. That's a big play for Water Valley offensively because they needed to get that ball out of the shadow of their own end zone.
1st and 10, Blue Devils now from the Indian 44. Edwards, handoff to Rico Gillard. Rico Gillard into the secondary. Gillard still on his feet. All the way down to the 10-yard line. Rico Gillard.
There again, Doug, Water Valley using a 3 rotation at running back. You can rotate those guys, and it keeps you some fairly fresh legs in the ball game.
Gillard looks to be limping a little bit on one leg out there. I don't know whether it's maybe he's twisted an ankle or maybe having problems with cramps, but he seems to be limping.
Yeah, he's a little stiff-legged. It looks like he may be having some cramp problems.
1st and goal now from inside the 10. Edwards gives it to Gillard again. Gillard just going straight up the hole and takes it down to about the 9. Gain of about a yard. 2nd and goal from there.
Number 29, Carton.
I'll give him this much. He's not coming out of the game. He's staying in there.
2nd and goal now from the 9. Edwards will go back up under center for this one.
Gain of 1. Ball is on the 9.
Okay, give it to Gillard. Gillard goes down inside the 9 to about down to about the 6. I'll make it to 7. 3rd and goal.
9, Chance Preston defending for the Indians. Gain of 2. 3rd and goal from the 7.
Edwards looks it over, backs up under the center. Takes his snap, hands it off to Gillard. Gillard takes it down inside the 5 to about the 4. That's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
Number 84.
That's the end of the third quarter, Doug.
And that's the end of the third quarter of play. 21-20 your score. Blue Devils are knocking at the door. We'll be back with the fourth period right after this. Beginning of the fourth quarter, 21-20 Blue Devils. Ball resting just inside the 5-yard line. 4th down and goal for the Blue Devils. Let's see what Coach Drury can pull out of the bag of tricks for this one. Down close sometimes. This is a opportunity where you may see the tight end drag across the back of the end zone.
Need to make a note here now, Doug. Brico is out of the game and Pierre is in the backfield.
Edwards on the option, and they stop him short down at about the 2-yard line. Ball goes over on downs to the Indians, but they start at their own 2.
Well, it's kind of a double-edged sword. You know, sure, you got a lot of momentum now because you've made a goal line stand and you get the ball back. But like you said, Doug, you're starting deep in your own territory now, inside your own 5-yard line.
Blue Devil running game so far has been very successful. Some numbers provided for us by the gentleman here from the Daily Journal. Rico with over 122 yards, and Pierre has 100 thus far. Dozier hands off to Esters. Esters drags a couple of Blue Devils with him across the 5 to the 6.
Now, you don't like to see him giving up that much yardage on first down. Once again, he's slow getting up. I think he's fighting some cramps.
Second down now and about 6 from the 6.
Ball is on the 7-yard line. 2nd and 5.
Give it to Esters one more time. Esters looking for running room, gains maybe a couple up to about the 8. Bring up 3rd down now and short. 3rd and about 4.
Third and 4 from the 8.
.10:40 to go in the contest. Dozier looking to go under center penalty flag. Let's see what this is.
Flag on the play.
So there's going to be somebody lined up wrong or equipment violation, one of the two probably.
It's against Itawamba. That's huge right there on 3rd and short.
Lined up off sides.
And Doug, you expect to see a few penalties like that first game of the year, but you expect to see them in the first half.
3rd down now and about 8. Ball resting on the 4. Stop here by the Devil defense would be big. Give it to Esters. Esters looking for running room, and he just ran over Antonio Johnson. And he gets it up to the about the 16-yard line, and that's enough for 1st down yardage. Just too much number 10 and not enough number 12.
Well, and Doug, too, I mean, and the problem with that is your defensive back's making the tackle. He should have linebacker help, and he's not getting any.
1st and 10 for Itawamba from their own 17-yard line. First man through. Harden takes the ball up to about the 24-yard line. 2nd down and about 3.
2nd and 3.
They give it to Esters. Esters looking for some running room, and they finally just stack him up and stop him at the 30.
Got a flag down, Doug.
Flag on the play.
Came in from the backside.
He had enough for first down yardage, but it's a penalty against the Indians.
Penalty against the Indians.
Holding call, I believe, was the signal. And that'll negate a nice run there by Esters, who's really been doing some work this evening. Second down now and 9 after the penalty assessment for the Indians.
Ball's on the 17, second and 9.
Dozier on the quarterback option. Takes it up across the 20 to about the 23.
Once
Gain
again,
of about 3.
excuse me, Doug. Once again, Doug, it brings up a crucial third down.
Third and about 4.
Ball's on the 23-yard line. Third and 4.
Another big play here for the Devil defense. Under 9 minutes to play. Dozier in the shotgun. Esters to his left. Esters, they give it to Howell. Howell takes it up across the 30 to the 35. First down, Itawamba.
35-yard line. First and 10 for the Indians.
First down now for the Indians from their own 35. Dozier in the shotgun. Handed off to Esters. Esters coming around the right side. Still on his feet. Finally knocked off his feet there by Justin Mitchell, I believe it was, at the 47-yard line. That's enough for another Itawamba first down.
Tell you right now, Water Valley they don't have an answer for him.
Esters piling up the yardage. 133 yards so far on the evening.
47-yard line. First and 10 Indians.
Handed off to Howell. Howell looking for some running room. Gets clogged up in the middle. And big Josh Sims brings him down at midfield, but there's some flags coming in. Whatever it was, a lot of them saw it. 3 flags on the ground. Face mask.
5 yards.
The 5-yard variety.
Face mask penalty.
Better known as the inadvertent mask. Against the Blue Devils.
Against the Blue Devils.
First down, Indians in Blue Devil territory at the 45.
Ball's on the 45-yard line. First and 2.
They give it to Esters. Esters lowers his head. There comes a flag in. He's timely tackled at about the 41, but there was a flag came in from the backside. Personal foul against the Indians.
Well, there's been several penalties on this drive, Doug, and quite a few of them's been on Itawamba, but they've been able to overcome them, and that's what you got to be concerned with if you're Water Valley.
Blue Devils discussed what to do here. have made their decision. Penalty will be marked off now. And of course, this one is going to be the 15-yard variety. Not real sure who did what to who, but
well, Water Valley needs to figure out some way to get a stop because Itawamba's had this ball for several minutes now. It's 7:27 and counting to go in the game, and they've still got the football.
1st and 15 for the Indians.
Remember, this drive started inside Itawamba's 5.
They've got the ball at their own 42 now after the penalty. Dozier back to pass, looking under pressure. Oh, and it's knocked up in the air. Don't see any flags. Just a nice pass breakup. Didn't see who that was that hammered the quarterback, but he got popped just about the time he released. I believe it was
number 44. I think that's Shannon Crow.
He got drilled just about the time he released the ball. 2nd down now and 15 from the 42. Esters once again on Dozier's left. Howell to his right.
2nd and 15.
They give it to Esters. Looking to get outside, and he's finally knocked out of bounds at about midfield.
Esters is ball carrier.
Gets about 8 yards of that back. Now almost 10. That's going to make it 3rd down now and about 6. Ball resting in Blue Devil territory on the 49.
Blue Devils 49-yard line.
7:02 left in the contest. 21-20 Blue Devils. Dozier goes under center on this one. Sends a man in motion. Gives it to the first man. Throws hard and ball. I thought the ball, he held on to it. It looked like the ball had come loose for a minute, but he managed to maintain possession, and that's going to be close to 1st down yardage. Depending on the spot of the ball.
They're going to measure it. Well, whether he made it or not, Itawamba will go for it here, I believe.
I believe it's going to be enough for a 1st down. Just from the look of where the ball is spotted here. Can't see exactly where the down marker was over on the far side. But when they stretch it out, yeah, it's by a ball length almost. Good. 1st down Indians at the Blue Devil 43-yard line. Dozier hands it off to Esters off the left side, and Dozier just lunges forward for yardage. He's down on about the 38-yard line. Just gained 5 yards basically on a dive. 2nd down now and about 6.
Ball's on the 39-yard line. 2nd and 6.
Give it to Esters again. Esters gains maybe a couple. Flag comes in late.
A little bit better defense there, Doug, because Water Valley was able to get penetration in the backfield.
Flag came in, though, from the back judge. Face mask, the 5-yard variety. Against the Blue Devils, and that's going to give them the 1st down. First down Indians on the Blue Devil 32.
Official timeout.
Official timeout here on the field for the water break, and we'll take a break and be right back. (21-20) in favor of the Blue Devils, but the Indians are driving. 1st and 10 Indians from the Blue Devil 32. They give it to Corey Shumpert. Shumpert takes it down inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line as they give Esters a rest. Esters has been the workhorse tonight. Over 150 yards. Second down now and about 7. Shumpert's a tailback. They give it to Harden. Harden straight ahead, and he drives down inside the 25 to about the 23. Third down and short now, and third and about a yard.
Attention, please. We would ask that you please not stand on the rails and the front. It blocks the view of those sitting behind you. If you're standing, please sit. Please do not block the view of others by standing on the rails.
Third and short. Esters back in the game.
3rd and 1.
Dozier's drops it but recovers it, and he goes down. This brings you to an interesting situation.
Let's see. I believe they'll go for it, Doug.
He lost about half a yard on that. That's going to make it about 4th and almost 2. And on 4th and 2, the Indians look to go for it. Indians got to have 2.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind who's going to get this ball, or who they'll probably give it to anyway.
If number 10 doesn't get touch this ball, I'll be shocked. They give it to Esters. Esters inside the 20 to about the 17. First down yardage. First and 10 Indians from the 17. 3:45 to go.
Ball's on the 18-yard line. First and 10 for the Indians.
They give it to Esters. Esters knocked down at about the 15 after he picks up about 3. Second down now and about 7, closer to 8.
2nd and 8.
They give it to Esters once again. Esters still on his feet. Takes it down to the 10-yard line. Esther's just a big old bull. He had at least 4 Devils hanging off of him, and they just couldn't. They finally managed to the weight of them dragged him down. Third down now and about 3.
This is just old-fashioned smash-mouth football right now.
Penalty marker on the play. See who this is going to be on. Offside against the Blue Devils, as evidently one of the Devils were lined up offside, and that gives the Indians a first down. First and goal from the 5-yard line.
Ball is on the 5-yard line.
2:09 and counting. Pass incomplete in the end zone. Intended for number 7, Cedric Walls.
Incomplete.
A little bit surprised at that play call there, Doug. I don't understand why you don't go with the horse that brung you here.
For real, you've saddled him up all the way down the field. Why you want to unsaddle him now? Second down and goal from the 5. Esters with the ball. Esters untouched into the end zone.
That's a 96-yard drive, Doug. It took just about the whole fourth quarter.
Just about it. Yeah, let's see here.
I'm a little bit surprised. Well, no, I'm not. It looks like they are going to go for 2, which is the right thing to do. If you convert, a touchdown and extra point can only tie you.
They're going to go for 2 here.
They'll go for 2.
Fake, rolling. Uh-oh. Pass interference.
Well, Doug, it looks like the ball is, it's inside the 3 on about the 1.5.
After the penalty assessment, it's going to take it down to about the 1.5-yard line, where it will be first and goal. Well, not first and goal. You're on an extra point attempt here, so they're going to go for 2 again. They're just that much closer. 26-21, looking to try to go to 28. The thing on, as we were talking about during the break, on that play, he wouldn't have caught the ball if he hadn't hit him. It would have been the conversion would have been no good. Esters walks into the end zone like he walked in the house. 28-21, Itawamba will be back. (28-21) Itawamba. And the Blue Devils about to receive a kickoff. As the old saying goes, this thing ain't over till it's over. Stranger things have happened. But I'll tell you what, I haven't seen a Devil defense handle this rough in a while.
Well, the key is going to be here, Doug, is you're going to have to get a good, solid return. Ideally, you'd like to get it out here to about midfield, but you need to get a good, solid return because Water Valley only has 1 timeout left, so field position is going to be critical. And of course, you got to protect the football also.
Definitely. The fumbles and the not scoring now down there while you were deep inside really looms big. Let's see if Dozier goes to kick it away or if he's going to squib it.
I kick it deep. I think if you squib it, then Water Valley recovers. You're going to give them that much more field position.
High kick goes to Hawkins at about the 17. Hawkins cuts it upfield, gets it up to about the 36-yard line. Not bad field position, but still a lot of green to work. You had to cover.
Remember, every time there's a first down, the clock stops to move the chain. Of course, naturally, when you get out of bounds, the clock stops. But now when the clock stops to move the chains, the clock restarts when the referee blows it in play, whereas if you go out of bounds, it don't start until the snap.
Trips right. Antonio Johnson in at quarterback. That wound up going on the back of one of his offensive linemen.
No, he just threw it straight into the ground.
Okay, I thought it went off.
Just nosedived on him and threw it straight into the ground.
2nd and 10 now from the 35 to make it to 36. James Johnson, who caught that pass earlier, is in the contest now, out to the left, along with Brock Langham. Two receiver. Penalty marker on the play.
That's going to be breaking the huddle with 12 men, Doug.
Penalty against the Blue Devils.
Penalty on the Blue Devils. It's back to the 31-yard line. 2nd and 15.
2nd and 15 now from the 31. Pierre Allen alone back in the backfield. Allen looking to break a couple of tackles. Down the sideline.
Look out!
Oh my goodness! He's gone. Is there? If there's not a flag on the play, that's a toe. That's a score. That's Pierre Allen's speed, exceptional.
And all of a sudden, Itawamba crowd is quiet.
And that gives Pierre 169 yards on the evening.
They're still discussing this penalty, Doug. I'm not for sure it's going to go against both teams. It's an unsportsmanlike conduct call, which is excessive celebration. But they've still got the ball spotted at the 3. They've yet to mark it off. It just goes to show you just how crucial, if this penalty is against Water Valley, it just goes to show you how crucial this penalty is, because it's a huge difference when you kick the extra point. It's 2 of them.
Okay. Unsportsmanlike conduct now. Okay, they call it. This puts the ball on the 17-yard line.
You got a 35-yard extra point right now. Now, like you said, Water Valley burnt their last time out.
We'll take a break and be right back after this. With 1:27 left in the contest, 28-27 is your score. And evidently there were 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties called against the Blue Devils, because after the timeout was called, the officials have moved the ball back now to the Itawamba 33-yard line. And unless you got you a pro kicker out there, you're not going to kick one from that distance. So we'll see what Coach Drury can come up with. That's 33 yards you got to go to score 2 points. Of course, the only upside to that is if you do make the conversion, you go up by a point.
That's true. That's true.
However,
if you don't, then you're going to have to onside kick it.
I would like to know where the second unsportsmanlike conduct penalty came from. You can't call that the same thing twice, can you? I wouldn't think.
I don't know. I'm like you, Doug. It may have been on the bench. I'm not sure. We just don't know.
Flea flicker back to Hawkins.
Never had a chance.
Never had a chance. Triple coverage on James Johnson down the middle, and (28-27), and the Blue Devils are going to be forced, like you say, Lane, to do an onside kick here. And I'm just going to be honest, I don't understand that one.
I could understand the first one because there was a lot of jumping and high-fiving and that, but to have two of them assessed on you after one touchdown is very, very unusual. So my thinking is it must have come from the bench. I don't know.
Ball must pass the 50-yard line before the Blue Devils can recover it. Derek Croy set now for the onside kick attempt. And he kicked it right to him, and they all fall on top of him, and the Indians have the ball at the 43-yard line.
Well, now you just got to try to strip the ball. And the thing about it is Water Valley cannot stop the clock.
He's on the 44-yard line. First and 10 Indians.
First and 10 now for the Indians from the 44-yard line. Dozier takes a snap and takes a knee.
Dozier's ball carrier. Tosses one on the play.
He's going to do this.
At least two more times. At least.
And see the advantage that they got here. There are play clocks here at this particular stadium, so he can watch that play clock, and then when it's down to 3 or 2 seconds, you snap the ball.
Takes the snap again.
Dozier's ball carrier.
He'll only have to do it one more time, it looks like.
Bring up third now. Looks like about a 2-second differential in the play clock and the clock on the scoreboard. Takes the snap, and there goes the clock. And as the time expires, the Itawamba AHS Indians squeak out of here with a 1-point victory. And I'll just be honest, I like to see games decided by players, not referees.
Well, there again, I mean, you don't know where that second penalty came from, and so I'm not gonna.
This is true.
Smash mouth no referee until I know what happened, but that was the difference. That was one unsportsmanlike penalty. He's got a shot at it. Granted, it's a 35-yard attempt, but it's a shot at it.
It's feasible.
But when you got the second one, it just threw it right out the window.
Yeah. It just. But the coaches have got some good things, some positive things they can look at from this one. Of course, we had some fumbles, we had some miscues. They got some things to work on.
Well,
but hey,
right now, I tell you what, right now, defensively, they've got to be concerned with their run defense. Itawamba drove that ball right down the length of the field, right down their throat, and that cannot be sitting well with the coaches.